Okay, PFF said that we had a franchise defining draft. So that's pretty big coming from PFF, as over the years they've really gained a reputation in their ability to evaluate players as they go really by analytics. And hey, look, when these guys have come in, they haven't played an NFL game yet. Get that. But up to this point, all you can do is take the information that you have. And so there's information that we can actually just look and see a player. Okay, he's good. But what about just the whole, I mean, their whole career, whole year? Let's just their whole year last year. PFF does a great job. If you're unfamiliar with PFF, we really are analytics based. They give you a grade 0 to 100, and they base it on a lot of different things depending on your position. So if you're a D lineman, the old stats would say, did you get a sack or not, right? During a game, or did you get a forced fumble, or did you recover a fumble? Where PFF takes it a level deeper and they look at things like pressures or deflections, or did you impact this, or, more about your impact to the game. It's more than just, did you get a sack or not? Maybe you had a monster game with a bunch of pressures. The quarterback was running the whole game. They would be able to identify that and really grade you out based on your performance, not just on these main stats that we see over and over, but a little bit deeper. So PFF said Lions franchise defining. They put a video out on the Lions specifically, because let's take a look at what they liked about our draft class. So of course they like Aiden Hutchinson, which is, I say of course, but that's really important to me to see that he has a 94 grade, which is outstanding, because again, hey, I saw what he did at Michigan. I saw him beat Ohio State. Right, and so your mind can play tricks on you of how, oh, this guy's great, when really he could just be a good college story. That he was, the name or the face of Michigan football as they came back last year. But no, in fact, we look at the numbers, we look deep dive. Aiden Hutchinson, outstanding. Jameson Williams, I'm a little surprised at that, but there is an example of, and I hope I'm not just drinking the Kool-Aid and trying to defend Jameson Williams, but I think he's a guy that you can just look at the tape, and yes, his stats or his PFF is an 81, a little lower. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson at 94 is outstanding, but a little bit lower. But I can just look at the tape and see him flying by Georgia defenders, and just can tell you he's fast and he's good. I think he'll be fine. And then Josh Pascal, Kirby Joseph, both in the 90s. Kirby Joseph's one of the highest rated safeties they've had in the last 2 years. James Mitchell, who got hurt, so he's another one that's going to be interesting to see. But I mean, Malcolm Rodriguez, a stud linebacker, doesn't have the measurables, but it's like production's there. PFF sees the production. That was Malcolm Rodriguez. James Houston. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's a guy that we're all just like, he comes from a small school, but you do a little bit more digging. Actually, he went to Florida, tore it up in Florida, goes to Jackson State, tears it up. We don't talk to him at all before the draft, and then we pick him up late. He's still sitting there. So he's a 96 on PFF. So you start looking around at this draft, it's like, bang, we're just hitting. And I think what PFF really, really likes is, if you go into this draft, any draft, you want to identify one playmaker. If you can come away with one playmaker, obviously you want depth, you want starters, you want all those things in a draft, but I'm talking about a true playmaker. Everybody thinks they can get one, or everyone thinks, hey, if you draft in the top 10, all those guys, but we know, man, there's only a couple each draft that it's like, that's a true playmaker in this league. And the Lions potentially got three. Josh Pascal is somebody that we just got to keep an eye on. I'm going to say two, I mean, superstars that can be superstars in this league. And Jameson Williams, who, if you have not seen him play, or don't remember him, or don't recall him, incredible talent, and gets injured in the national championship game. So his stock kind of just falls, or just kind of stays stale going into the draft, but we know better. We go up and get him. And then Aiden Hutchinson, of course, where you see that PFF grade back up the fact that this guy is really good. And we forget that, especially for us as Lions fans, or as for me as a Lion fan, or excuse me, a Michigan fan, where I've seen him play over and over and over. And, you just like, yeah, he's good. But like, is he that good? I don't know. I want to say he's really good, but to see PFF back that up really makes you feel good. And then the depth in the draft, that's the last piece where PFF really loved it, is we're getting guys in the 6th round that are in the 90s ranked in their PFF ranking, shows that they're impacting the game. And hey, measurables, that's another part of the puzzle. So like Malcolm Rodriguez doesn't have the measurables, but his production and just how he impacts the game is really good. So a couple of things to keep in mind as we go forward to kind of watch these guys. And of course, we got to see it on Sundays. We got to see it in practice. We got to see training camp. We got to see it. We got to see it actually on the field. But for now, all we have to go on is some of this information that we have from the past. And so then we can only evaluate that and see where we're going. So hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. Craig and I put videos out about the Pistons and the Lions. If you subscribe, it just means you will get notified about our latest videos. And with that, we will see all of you on the next one.